Hello and welcome to another video, and we're back with Juju Shinobi. Gonna talk about some more anime stuff because it's halfway through the season, and we wanted to give an update on what we're still watching, what we've found interesting. And if you're on Juju's channel, this might be like, why is Kanajashi introducing his video? But let's get on with it. So, Juju, how are you doing today?
I am doing well after the steel apocalypse. It's pretty much fine. What about yourself?
This apocalypse. Yes, we are recording this the day of the MechWarrior patch, and well, I'll be doing some of that later. But let's get on with some anime related things. So it's midway through the season, and we had done our sort of what we think we're going to watch video right at the beginning,
hmm
and now this is an update. So what are we still watching? What are we dropped because we're just like, oh well, this isn't fun anymore? And what are the things that surprised us? They were like, I didn't expect this to do anything, but it's like a better show than I ever expected, sort of thing. So, do you want to lead us off with some of yours, Juju?
Yep. So there were quite a few shows that I was interested in, as I mentioned in the earlier video. And then there was some that disappointed. Like Clockwork Planet was a complete and utter disaster right off the
Oh, I have
bat.
to completely agree with you on that one.
Yeah, like, oh, look at the premise, it's so interesting, and then it's literally a planet made out of talks and clocks. Yeah,
Like,
that's
it
it.
could have been this really cool steampunk thing, but it just, I don't know, it just was so weak in the, its development and its characters. I thought it was just blah.
Yeah, it was one of the most hyped because one, the production company, and two, the sheer premise and the title of it, and then it ended up flopping on its head, like not really offering anything too new, and it was really generic. It was pretty blah, mediocre, nothing too special.
Hmm.
Next
What about
one,
a one?
hmm?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
And the next one was Grand Blue Fantasy. It's not terrible, but I never really followed the game anyway. I only followed the game for the art, and I watched the first 4 episodes and then I got bored of it. There was nothing really much to see. I don't know. It might get exciting later on, but usually by the first 3 episodes, if it doesn't pick up, it probably won't pick up after that. And yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy dropped along with Clockwork Planet.
See, I haven't even given Grand Blue a try yet. I've had too many other things to watch. So this is one I sort of like when the full season is out, maybe I'd like marathon a few episodes. So I haven't even tried it yet, but I agree with you completely on the Clockwork Planet. I've dropped that one as well. Uh, Anyone else that you've found not living up to expectations?
I actually got bored of the Sugumomo anime because I felt it's not that the anime was bad, but when I looked at the art style and everything, and the colors were really flat. That's part of the reason why I didn't feel as motivated to watch it. And most of the stuff now I realize, like after getting an opinion from other people, some of my other friends who I recommended Sugumomo to, they were like, the first few episodes are pretty bland and generic. It's like your standard ecchi harem sort of anime, which it kind of is, but it's just the characters that keep you dragged in. But it's more worth your time reading the manga instead of waiting for the anime. The voice acting was okay for the most part. The most obviously I paid the most attention to Kiriha's voice actress, and I liked it, but nothing too outstanding. So I dropped that
Hmm.
one. Got pretty bored of it really quick.
For me, I found uh, the picking up girls in a dungeon spin-off one with the what is this one? Dungeon knee sword something. But focusing on the sword princess.
Mm-hmm.
I I think I've read the manga. I'm actually keeping up with the manga, but I started watching anime. I'm like, okay, well, now around this corner they're gonna run into this person. Oh, now they think of this now, but really the secret is this. And I'm just like, damn it, I've ruined myself for this one. So it's not like the anime itself is bad. If you hadn't read the manga, it's probably much more entertaining for you. But I had ruined myself on the show, and so I'm just like, damn it, I can't enjoy it because I know everything that's happening. Which is unfortunate.
The pacing of the first few episodes are really slow though. Like I think they in around episode 4 they started rushing into the plot.
Hmm.
Like the actual plot of the story instead of the first arc, which was Lafia getting to know Ice, and that was pretty much the first arc. It was really uneventful.
Yeah, the thing is I knew everything was happening. So even if it was like everything was uneventful for me, you know what I mean? Like, because it was like, oh, well, I know what's happening next. So why do I care? Just dropped it.
Yeah, there's nothing
Because,
outstanding.
but uh, how about we move on to ones that we thought were going to be good and that we're still enjoying? For me, uh, I was really interested in looking at like things like recreators, and that is one that's turning out to be really interesting. It's the story of fictional characters coming to life in our world and having all of their powers and stuff, and it's got enough intrigue, and I think it's forming up quite well. I'm not sure you're continuing to watch that one, Juju.
I was semi tempted to drop it because its pacing was really slow. It was really, it was all talk for like I think 3 episodes, like not enough action, and it was just purely talking, and it got really boring. And the camera angles made it so that it's not like Monogatari where they're talking non-stop, you can still be interested. It was kind of they're talking. I want this
Oh, I
to
can see
end,
what you're saying.
please.
Yeah, Monogatari series is definitely the series that makes uh, talking dramatic and interesting. Although there was like some parts of this that were just like, okay, maybe they could speed it up a little and make it a bit more interesting. But I did enjoy them figuring out their powers and figuring out how things worked. And so I'm still interested in this series, and it will continue on. What other ones? Of course, I knew I was going to enjoy Shinjiki no Bahamut Virgin Soul. It's the sequel to the series I really enjoyed in the past, so that one's going along. Sinai Heroine as well is just producing high quality gifts for
As
my
per
enjoyment.
usual,
I know, I
yes.
just so good. It's just still that guy. God damn, just jump on them. They want you,
The,
and it's like so beta. I just want to smack him.
the
Uh,
fan service in this season was turned up to 11, but this is actually not a bad thing. It's really good and enjoyable. It flows in really well with the entire series, which is good. It's not exactly forced in. It's part of the series. So
mhm.
there was a lot of fan service and a lot of screenshot worthy moments. It can just make a meme out of it.
Oh yes, and gifable moments. You get those like 3 seconds of a stretch or something like that, and you're just like, oh, please repeat that.
I think it was like episode 4 with Utaha when she was doing the script. Oh, wait, never mind. Spoiler alert, when she was doing the script with the MC whose name escapes me already. Goddamn.
Who cares what the MC's name is? He's Ethical Kun, remember?
Rinrikun,
That's
yeah.
all she calls him. You don't need to know what his name is. But what are some series that you thought you were going to be watching, but you're still watching? They're still living up to your expectations.
Suka Suka. Also known as, let me bring up the full title. Um, Shumatsu Nani I can't read this. Shumatsu Nani
Oh, that series. Yeah, yeah.
Shikasuka. Okay, I'm too tired to read the full title, but yeah, the long and short is Suka Suka, and man, is that a good show. Episode, I think it was. Okay, not going into detail. It looks like a interest. The title makes it look like a really dumb anime, but it really isn't. It's just whoever wrote the book just couldn't come up with a better title. The story so far I'm enjoying. All the characters are lovable, relatable. It's pretty realistic. The MC is a breath of fresh air, thank God for that. And the opening is absolutely beautiful that I loop it every single day.
Hmm. Yeah, that one will be in the next category, which for me, which is anime that um, I wasn't expecting to be that good, and that I am pleasantly surprised. But do you have anything else that you'd like to talk about in things that you knew that were going to be good and that are continuing on
Mm,
that are still good?
Dream World Zero is looking up to be a pretty good show so far.
The Zero Kara Hajimeru Mao no
Mahou no
Show,
Show.
I think that's
Yep.
what it's called. Yeah, yeah, that one's uh, doing quite well as well. I had no idea about the storyline of it myself, so I wasn't sure, but it is turning out to be quite well, quite good.
the main problem I have with it so far is just that the animation for compared to all of other White Fox's work is pretty low, but that's not saying that it's overall low. It's relatively low compared to the rest of White Fox's work, which is not. It's still pretty good overall. It's just that not as good as I was expecting, but it's very watchable still.
Yeah, White Fox. Just looking at their backlog here, they have some pretty impressive animational feats in the past with like Steins Gate and Katana Gatari and also some really good stuff. So uh, it's hard to measure up when everything else is exemplary. But we want to
Alice,
move on to the next sort of category, shows that we were had our concerns about or we had no idea about, but were pleasantly surprised on the quality of them.
oh,
Unless you got anything for the previous category.
oh well, there was one I would like to add on. Alice to Zoroku. I sort of have it on hold for now. Not exactly drop it. I'll probably wait for it to finish releasing before I watch the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cause each episode didn't make me excited for the next, so I figured it was the kind of show that I need to watch all in one sitting.
Yes. Okay.
Also, did you watch? Oh, how do you pronounce this title? Buso Shoujo Machia. Oh my
I
god!
know what you're talking about. It's the armed girls thing.
Yeah, the armed girls.
They're in the school, and all the girls have weapons, and then some like rough and tumble guy comes in, and then he starts fighting them
It's
because that's
really over
the
the
simple.
top.
It's an over the top action comedy thing. Like it's it's silly. Why the hell is all these girls have different weapons and different name skills and bullshit like that? It's a battle manga with things, you know. I mean, it's decent. It's not that
I mean, it gets
amazing.
pretty cringe from how over the top it is, but it's not exactly a bad show. There have been worse. If you want something that's like you're gonna turn off your brain and enjoy, this is the kind of show where you turn off your brain and you enjoy it.
True. Um, there are better shows. However, for what it is, it's not bad.
Mm.
But let's move on to shows that we thought we had no idea about or were cautious, but then pleasantly surprised us. And we picked up since then. And you want to start us off? Anything in that category for you?
Let me look through my list real quick. Actually, Manga Sensei.
Yeah.
I had like zero expectations because well, it was made from the same creator as Imo, and yeah, Imo. We all know how that went, and it was to be expected. This was gonna be an incestuous anime full of like lollies and stuff. It's not terrible. Honestly, it's really not, but it's not amazing either. It doesn't deserve the praise which a lot of people give, but it's watchable. If you want something cute, you want diabetes, you watch that. And if you like blonde, assertive girls who also appear to be 12, please go to jail. And yeah, please go to jail, and that will be the show for you.
Yeah, it's like Orimo Vault like spin-off. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the people that lived across the street from Orimo. It's like they could live in the same universe, it seems. Like I almost see Kirino going and buying their work because it's like the kind of work that they do. It's been, you know, it's sort of one of those guilty pleasure shows for me. Been like, oh, I don't really expect it to do much, but it's cute and that's all it has sometimes.
It's once again another show where if you just want pure joy and just turn off your brain, watch it, and you'll have fun with it. It's not a bad show.
Hmm.
I mean, there have been worse, but I don't think I've picked up anything else. My list this season's pretty small. The ones I'm actively watching still would be Danmachi Jaden, Arrow Manga, Recreators, The Bastard Instructor, um, Akashi Records of The Bastard Magic Instructor, Saekano, and Suta Suta, the ones that I'm still watching, and Dream War Zero.
Hmm. Now, for me, one of the ones that I think is like the standout sort of underdog of this series is, if I pronounce this right, Seikai Suru Kado. And this is the one where think it's called antistropic or antistropic or whatever it is. He's a being from another dimension that shows up in this giant 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer cube that lands at Tokyo's airport and is like, what is going on? And the main entertainment from this series is he is there to give humanity technologies and such, but he only wants to deal with the Japanese. Now, how would that play out in the world stage with all these other countries going like, hey, you can't have that, UN, like UN pressures, all this political stuff. And that is where it's really interesting. Like, it sure, that may sound kind of boring when people want to see action, they want to see comedy and stuff like that, but this is just a really cool intrigue of how the world would react to having an alien pop up all of a sudden and be giving out like godlike technologies to us. So it was a standout hit for me, and I'm really enjoying it. It's the show of the series where I am like, God damn, why isn't the next episode out? Sort of thing. It's the only one of this series where I feel that way. Um, I don't know if you haven't watched any of this one, right, yet?
I don't think so. I can't even find it. Do you have the link for it?
Yeah, I can send it to you. But it's just like, oh, it's so good,
It's like
in my opinion.
the anime where it was about the dictionary maker.
Yeah, it's like that, where you'd think like the dictionary maker one. It's like, well, this is a silly setting. No one's gonna find this interesting. No one wants to watch a guy make a dictionary. But then they made it really interesting with a whole bunch of just intrigue, and like just the drama of that life. But yeah, it's working. I think it's working quite well, and uh, I can't wait for the next episode. Comes out in 2 days.
Wait, this anime you just talked about, is it? The animation looks 2.5D.
It is. It is partial CG, and
Non-issue.
now I normally hate CG shows. I hate them. This one isn't bad, and it's like they're starting to get decent with the CG in this show. So I'm happy. I'm this one's it's like the first CG show that I've liked, which is a big thing for me.
What about Arpeggio? That was another CG show.
Oh, I just hated the CG in that. I couldn't handle it.
I somehow managed to watch it. I don't know how.
I just couldn't handle the CG in that show. Just drove me nuts. Beyond that, things that I found enjoyable that I wasn't really expecting to was, if I said pronounce this correctly, Oshitsu Kyoshi Haine, which is maybe I have to link this to you if you don't know where
Oh,
it is.
I found the link.
It's this guy who's a royal tutor for the king of this country, and it's like a shojo show. It's got a whole bunch of very beautiful princes and stuff like that in it, but for some reason I'm finding it enjoyable. This the main character tutor guy is a man that looks like he's a young boy, like he's got a short stature and a young face, but he's really quite intelligent. And the comedy I feel is good. The princes are likable characters, although I can see it would be more of a female oriented show, but they don't overladen you with man service. It's not like you're seeing their abs or their open shirts and you're looking at their chests all the time. Their characters are pretty, yes, but they actually do have some character to them, which is interesting. So I've been enjoying the comedy and a little bit of drama in this show, as it looks like there's going to be this power struggle for the throne at the end of the show, which I don't know. I'm excited to see, actually.
Main genre comedy. Produce. Wait, who's the animator for this one? Uh,
Main
Studio
studio is
Bridge.
Bridge. I
No
don't
idea who
know
that is.
what they did before. They did the Mitsudomoe.
They did Fairy Tale. What? Okay, so they know how to animate since they did Fairy Tale. Well, that's interesting.
Huh. All right. And then beyond that, um, the one you were talking about earlier, I
Atashi
can't remember.
Records.
Kashi Records. No, the Shumatsu ni Shimetsu Ka. Oh my God, this title's long.
Oh, Suka
Uh,
Suka. Yeah.
Suka Suka. I had no idea about what it was like. I had no concept of what the show is going to be like, and it's been quite nice. So, where you had some expectations and you're continuing along with it, I had no expectations, but I was pleasantly surprised by its quality. So, yeah, that's pretty much the shows that I am
Oh,
still watching right now.
all I knew of the show was just that the admin of the Facebook page, one of the Facebook pages I followed said that he was looking forward to it, and I'm like, oh yeah, it looks pretty decent. The title is stupid, but it looks pretty decent. And oh, look at that voice actress lineup. I was like, okay.
You're just like, wow, they got some good voices in here. All right.
Mm-hmm. And then it's probably gonna be one of the, it's not really breakout roles. Is breakout roles the correct term, because it's not her first main heroine role. Of Tadako Azusa, who's been a voice actress I've been following for quite some time, but a lot less recently because I've been busy with other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So she sang the opening. She's also the voice of Toffoli, which is like she's gonna get a lot more. She's gonna get a spike in popularity after this, 100%, and that's really good because she has a lot of talent. Just didn't have a lot of time in the limelight. That's just
You're
me
what is
gagging
this?
over voice actresses. Tadako Azusa.
Tadokoro?
Mm-hmm.
Tadokoro? Okay, I'm looking at her thing right now. Yeah, she's done mainly supporting stuff so far, although she's got a few main roles. All right, yeah, I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
yeah,
a
good
main
for her.
notable one was from Aitatsu.
Hmm. But that's it for me. That's all my thoughts of this current season.
Yeah, there's nothing much to talk about considering I like we watched a fair bit of the ones that were worth taking note of anyway.
Hmm. But we will be back, I assume, for the next season of shows. We got we're in spring right now, so 2017 summer season coming up in a few months here in July, and some looking at the previews right now for that. Some of this looks pretty good, so we'll come back for that. How about? Sound good, Juju?
Yeah, that sounds good. Oh, ooh, new game season 2. Yes, just saw that.
Yes.
And Fate Apocrypha. This gonna be good. Oh God, they're gonna wait. Tadeduri is
Hmm?
getting an anime. Ho ho! I just picked up that manga. It's a gambling manga. It's pretty good.
I most likely won't pick up the manga then because I want to not ruin myself like I did for this season of Danmachi.
Oh, but
But
yeah, we'll talk
that's
about that
gonna
next time.
be that's gonna be it for now. We're gonna be good.
Yeah,
All right. Well, thanks for joining me again, Juju.
likewise.
Yeah, and
This
we'll
is
be back with
a
another
sign out.
podcast.
It's a peace out.
Yeah, we're just gonna spend another like 5 minutes awkwardly trying to end the conversation, right? Like we did last time, right?
Yeah, that was weird. Uh, oh.
Have some authority and send us out, Juju.
We are out. We are done with the video. If you liked what you see, please comment, like, rate, and subscribe. Did I just say like twice? Like, oh,
You did, you
fuck's
did.
yes. Like, comment, subscribe, or dislike it if you dislike the video. It's perfectly fine. And did I say comment? It's 5 a.m. now. I need to stop talking.
All right. Will you go to bed, or are you going to bed or waking up? I don't know.
Going to bed.
And time frames are strange, but thanks for watching and good hunting.
Bye bye.